Why does a man choose the life of an assassin?
Well, it was that or the priesthood.
What's going on, James? They say you're finished.
What do you think?
I think you're just getting started.
Specter in IMAX, November 6th.
All right, everyone. We are back. A lot has happened since our last recording. A lot in the news. If you've been following the news, obviously the tragedy in Paris, but also Mizzou University with their safe spaces and their PC wonderment. Also, Halloween is terrible and racist, says Yale University. And finally, we did see the new James Bond movie today, which Alex Jones gave a whopping 2 thumbs up because it accurately depicts the globalists.
There you go. You heard it from him. Go see it. Well,
So,
what do you want to talk about the movie first? Or you want to go?
Yeah, let's knock this out. The movie,
All right. Specter.
yeah, Specter. We saw that one. I know it's not new. It's been out for 3 weeks.
Yeah, we're a little behind.
Yeah.
But we've been busy.
Yeah. So Spectre is what we saw.
Not as good as Skyfall, in my opinion.
I think it was the worst Bond movie I've ever seen.
Oh, we got guests.
Yeah, we have Nate here.
Yeah.
Nate Burkett. And his wife, Maud, right?
Hey.
Yes.
Hola.
She saw the new
Hunger Games.
Hunger Games. That's right,
Yeah.
Hunger Games. I forgot that's out today.
You want to put your quick Hunger Games review in there?
It's bad, don't see it.
There you go.
The best thing with Jennifer Lawrence did, I think, is those videos that were leaked of her taking Snapchat photos of her. Of her. Didn't she do a close up of her asshole? And everyone was like, "What the hell's this?"
I think she did a close up of everything.
Didn't that leak out there? Or was that the one
I
that
think
tagged in
everything-
Justin Verlander? Who's that?
Oh,
Kate
yeah.
Upton?
Yeah.
Okay.
Upton got out there too, yeah.
There were a couple that got out there, right?
Yeah.
I know your wife's here, Berkey. You don't have to admit it.
No. I saw a few. I saw a few on some image boards, but
I mean, I've seen
you're-
it too.
I'm so desensitized. I see, this is a famous person that I've seen in a movie. I don't care.
Yeah, you don't know what's out there. You're on Plenty of Fish. There might be a picture of you hanging dong and you don't even know it.
Well, no, they remove it right
Speaking
away.
of which, we have to talk about the tentacle rape in the intro.
Yeah, that was kind of...
That was one of the weirdest Bond intros I think I've seen. Because, they always do, No, I'm not saying I didn't like it. I just, there's a lot of, when Bond always had, those weird intros, but, this one was,
It was a woman having sex with an octopus.
Yeah.
That was
It was
the
like somebody...
That's what gave kept my score from being a 1 to, maybe a 4.
Yeah.
I was hanging.
I love the look she just gave. She's like, what the fuck?
I was hanging in there with the movie.
Support me.
Yeah. I was hanging in there with the movie. It was kind of drawn out.
Yeah, there were... Go ahead, sorry.
The Bond girl was not attractive.
No, probably one of the lower tier.
She looked like she was more cute than the normal sexy classy.
Even he's old enough to be her granddad almost.
Yeah, he is.
When they when they got into it, they were gonna have a sex scene. I'm like, no, it's gross.
It's kind of
he knew your dad, and you and her dad were buddies at a point, and then they were they hated each other, and then they were buddies again, and then they're just well, I'll bang your daughter in the future. He's like, ha, no, you won't.
Yeah.
Not after you kill yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, she was. I don't know, but then again, Eva Green was the one from Casino Royale. I don't think any of them topped her.
No, she was pretty good.
Yeah, but
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. The villain in this one was even... I kind of feel like since they put Daniel Craig in the position of Bond, the villains have gone down.
I like Dave Bautista.
Yeah.
I like Dave Bautista in the movie.
He said one line, That's shit.
Yeah.
But he's not a good, like, you don't give him
Did
dialogue.
you see
Yeah,
his
he's a-
fingernails, though? Those
Yeah,
were
which-
point.
Yeah.
Never played in
Yeah.
after the...
It's like, they gave him this, like, there was always a gimmick to any of the
Yeah.
villains and the hitmen and stuff like that, and he uses it once when you first
Yeah,
see him,
he had
and then they're
guitar
just
picks.
like, no,
Yeah.
forget about
he had
it.
Yeah.
metal guitar picks glued to his thumbs. That's...
But yeah. But Nate's right. And like the ones with Sean Connery, the guy, odd job with the hat, where he threw the hat.
Yeah.
And,
But I mean, like, he had these things. They'll be like, Jaws having his metal teeth, and then later on in the movie, he's just like, not using them.
Yeah, and he even has his, like, hands completely surrounded Bond's head, and he just doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Like,
He just looked like he was giving him a good old massage. And then
Yeah.
throw him across the train.
and then they try to do the torture scene, which you're not going to top Casino Royale, where they took the bottom out of the chair.
No.
oh, yeah.
And they took the ball and they're...
That was basically their explanation as to how he's never going to have kids. That's
Yeah.
basically it.
But,
I think, didn't they even have like a scene after that? Like, when that movie was all done, he's just like, he's like rehabbing himself. He's just like in a bathrobe, sitting outside, and then M's just like, well, your balls are gone. They're beaten to hell.
that was the one after it. What is it, Quantum of Solace? I think that one was the worst one.
Quantum came after Casino.
Yeah, that was the worst one.
That was terrible.
The main problem I had with this film is it didn't even feel like a James Bond movie. It felt like
No.
it threw some bones to old James Bond movies, but there was nothing like spy about it. It just seemed like a slower action movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, because no matter how many times they blared the Bond theme in my face, I was like, no, it just doesn't feel like that.
It's like his most high-tech spy gear is an assault rifle.
And,
Yeah.
and the watch. That's it.
Yeah,
Well,
which
the
was
watch.
the blow-up watch. Yeah.
It's just a grenade.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Which at that point they'd be like, "Here's a tiny grenade,
But
keep it in your pocket."
It's
I don't
like, and he goes into Q's lab and he's like looking at all the stuff and he thinks he's gonna give him a bunch of stuff and he's like, here you go, here's a shot. We can track you.
yeah, that's...
Smart blood. I'm like, everything's gonna be smart now.
But we're
People do that to their dogs already. And
basically microchipped him.
they
Where'd you get
low-jacked-
that from?
They
Oh,
low-jacked Bond.
I got this from an animal shelter.
The movie though, it lost me at the end, where he pulls out a 9mm handgun. He's on a dinghy boat and shoots it at a helicopter, and in one shot knocks the engine out, and the helicopter goes slamming down into the ground.
Yeah,
One 9mm handgun.
but he's Bond.
We did take like 30 shots. It was like 5 minutes of him
Oh, yeah.
taking
Well,
shots at
all right, yeah, you're right. He
Yeah, I
was
mean,
like-
it's because he was just trying to figure out where he was aiming, I guess.
that's where it lost me.
But yeah,
That's
I
where-
mean, he was like a Godzilla's length away from that helicopter shooting at it, and he's just like, all right, well, last bullet, so I'm the hero. Take out the engine.
It got me when they were explaining why he's bad. That's when I lost interest in the movie, when he's like, my father adopted Mr. Bond.
yeah.
He took him skiing. He took him fishing.
He taught him how to fish and ski.
And so my father had to die. And the
Yeah.
world has to end.
Yeah.
That's like me being pissed at my dad because he took my sister to more stuff than he took me to.
Yeah, and then you're just going to kill your dad and then make your sister's life a living hell in the
It's like me
background.
becoming a terrorist because my mom got a dog.
She got that golden retriever,
Yeah.
paid more attention to it than me, took it to the park umpteenth million times.
Now, did you hear about the PC police going after Bond? They want James Bond to apologize for treating women wrong. Well, the feminists.
It's a fictional character.
Well, they want an apology from who wrote it? Anne Fleming. Is he still alive? Dig him up if he isn't, because they want a full-blown apology. Big Red the feminist wants him to explain.
They're not going to get it.
Did they see Shitman backhand that woman
Yeah,
into the next millennium?
yeah. That was pretty funny when Batista.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, when Batista backhanded.
She just hits him with a candlestick. I'm like, yes, that's going to work.
But they're seriously, they have seriously, and the movie producers gave an apology for it, and they said they will try to make James Bond in the future. This is how people are caving into this bullshit. They said they will try to make James Bond in the future more politically correct, so he won't be trying to have random sexual encounters with women.
So then we're basically just going to get Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Yeah, that's what you're...
Unless the next Bond is homosexual.
Well, there's been talk about that.
Yeah.
About having him be bi. Weren't they going to make Daniel Craig bi?
That's probably why he quit.
That's no, I'm talking back in.
He's like, I only do broads. This is Daniel Craig. I only do broads. I ain't doing dudes.
Well, I heard back when they signed him on for Casino Royale, the one writer wanted to put he has to have sex with a man to move the mission along.
Well, that kind of ended up happening in Skyfall because you had that bisexual villain guy.
Yeah, he was kind of weird. Well,
he was all sniffing him and licked his face or whatever, I think.
I just went against PC.
Check your privileges.
I just went...
Check your privileges.
Yeah, I need to check my privilege.
Where do you keep your privilege?
I don't know. I'm still waiting for mine to come in the mail.
Yeah.
Do you get a card or something?
Yeah, I'm still waiting.
You have to call your local community college.
Yeah.
You have to apply.
Jesus Christ.
You pay a small fee, a small process.
I'm sorry.
Hello, hack? I need my PC privilege card.
I'm sorry. Since we're talking on the subject of PC, I have to say this. The guy if you follow the news at all, have you seen what's going on at Missouri State University or Mizzou or whatever the hell they call it?
No.
How would they call it Mizzou?
I don't know.
Have you followed that at all? The poop swastika. Have you followed that at all?
You've told me about it. I have not followed it.
Okay.
When feces are involved, I tend not to read the articles.
Before Paris, it was all over the news. It was the main story every night. They're like, poop swastika in shower, child on hunger strike, wants white privilege taken care of. It just so happens, did you see that they revealed that the guy who went on a hunger strike and says he's oppressed, and that the president of Missouri State University resigned because this guy was like, because the kid who saw the poop swastika and felt oppressed.
He got triggered?
Yeah, he got triggered. Yes, the triggered. Another great word, triggered. That guy who got triggered, okay?
Oh my God.
Made the president step down. I'm sorry. Why did the president have to step down? Is he the one who took the poop in the shower?
Could have been.
Maybe he
guilt got
did
to
he
him.
catch him making the swastika? Look at this. And he's in the shower making.
Well, maybe it was kind of like Bond. He was the guy behind it all.
The globalist.
They traced the poop back to him. He hired that kid. He's like, you know what? You're being triggered, right?
Yeah.
So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to pay you money. You're going to go out to P.F. Chang's and get a shit ton of food.
You don't have to pay him money. You want to know why?
No, he's giving them money so he can load up.
He's worth $20 million. Yeah,
but
his family is worth. He's oppressed. He wants white privilege checked. This kid his family is worth $20 million. He's been in college for 8 to 9 years. He's not becoming a doctor. This is like a Bluto and Animal House situation where he's hanging out in college, living off daddy's $20 million, and he saw a poop swastika, and it just ruined his life.
It's because while he's in college complaining about things, he matters to other people who complain about things. But if he ever leaves college, he suddenly does not matter to anyone.
Yeah, it comes out in the real world. Then he's in my world. I'll do a poop swastika for you. And who are you going to complain to now?
He gets his...
I'll tell you what. Why don't we finish the movie and then we'll go into your new segment, and you can talk about this all you want.
I'm sorry. This is got me.
Sorry, I know you're itching. You're chewing at the bit to get into this. I know. All right, so Specter, what would you give it?
It wasn't the Quantum of Solace is the worst Bond movie.
Yeah,
it's definitely not as bad as the Pierce Brosnan ones after GoldenEye.
Mm-hmm.
Like the ones. What was the one with Denise Richards where he's like?
Was that Tomorrow? No, that wasn't Tomorrow Never Dies.
No, that's the one where he fights the newspaper.
Tomorrow's
the
Not Enough?
baron on a boat.
Yeah. You're thinking of the one where he gets the invisible car and they have the giant fight in the ice hotel at the end?
No, that's Halle Berry. That
one's the worst.
Yeah, that one is
any Bond movie, I think.
And he fights
Tomorrow's Not Enough?
The guy with the light bright pieces in his head.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Oh yeah, is the crystals?
I don't remember what the one with Denise Richards was.
That
was unmemorable, that's for sure.
He fought the chick who banged Mel Gibson in Braveheart, the French princess. Okay. I don't know. They were all. I give it a 4.0 out of 10. And that's simply because Alex Jones has shown me the light, and this is an accurate depiction of the globalists. It's basically a documentary.
So how many points does it get because of Alex Jones? If Alex Jones was not in the equation at all,
I'd give it a 2 out of 10.
Okay, so it gets 2 more.
It's an accurate depiction of the globalists.
What about you, Nate?
As an action movie, I'd give it a 5 out of 10. It wasn't spectacular. but it was enough entertainment where I didn't want to fall asleep or walk out of the theater.
Mm-hmm.
But as a Bond movie, I want some gadgets. I want some spy going on. I want slappers only and proximity mines, but I'm not getting any of that.
Like the Goldeneye. Goldeneye was probably... Do you think Goldeneye was the best Bond movie in the last 20, 25 years?
In the last 25? Probably. Yeah.
That's got to be my favorite. I think that one's better than...
Well, it was the one that started it all up again.
Was there ever an explanation of how she killed people by having sex with them?
Thunder thighs, man.
Yeah. She does a lot of
crushed them like a goddamn coke can.
That's the one thing, like the one image from that movie that I can't get out of my head is his face when she's like wrapped around him. He's just like,
yeah.
Like
you're talking about the which one are you talking
when
about?
They're in the sauna.
Captain?
When they're in the sauna.
Okay. Yeah, she just like gets up on him. He's just like, my dick.
I like when they find the sea
like
captain.
All the veins in his neck are popping out.
I like when they find the sea captain's body. He's like doing that face. He's like frozen.
He's just like happy.
Yeah.
He's so dead happy.
Plus, Goldeneye has Joe Don Baker in it.
It does. Which automatically gives it an extra 20 points.
The guy from Congo who goes, God damn it! And starts slamming. Did you ever see the movie Congo?
Is that the one with the talking ape?
Yes.
Yeah. Amy. Said Amy.
The movie's perfect.
Yeah. And Joe Don Baker's the guy in the control room who goes from like 0 to 100. He's like, excellent. Did you find the diamond? She's like, I didn't find the diamond. He's like, God damn it! He starts slamming stuff around.
It's like a golf club. Just beating up expensive machinery. So, like you said, as an action movie, it was decent. As a Bond movie, I thought it was shit. I'm giving it a 3. I didn't care for it. There were many times I actually fell asleep in some of the dialogue sections, and I woke up because you'd hear like, dun, dun, like what's happening now? There must be action, and he's just like flying away in a helicopter. Like, okay,
they probably strategically put them in. They had test panels where when people started to fall asleep, they just had a button. They're like, and they press it,
and there was a lot of things in this one that there weren't really gadgets, like you said. Even as these steamy sex scenes go in Bond movies, this one was very tame. You know, like the Pierce Brosnan ones, Pierce Brosnan's one of the last men I want to see take any kind of clothes off. But in those ones, they showed more of the women and stuff, and they focused more on it. Not that you need it, but as a Bond film, that's something that they always had.
Yeah.
You know, you look back to the not Man with Golden Gun. I'm trying to think of the one some of the Roger Moore ones. But there was a scene where in one of the Roger Moore ones, he shows up at the villain's lair, and there's just a woman swimming completely naked in the fucking pool.
Yeah.
And just swims up to him. You see back, ass, and everything. And then this one, it's just lady's just there. She's like, Bond, they're going to kill you. He's like, I expect that. And she's just got her pantyhose on. It's just all right. And like you said, the Bond girl this time really wasn't fantastic.
Yeah,
and there was no espionage. The only time there was espionage is when he goes up to the door and he gives him a high five and they're like, all right, go in.
Yeah.
And then he gets in, they're like, oh no, they know I'm here.
Yeah. Guy calls him an asshole. He's like, I'm Mickey Mouse. And he shows him the ring. Go on in, Mickey Mouse.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I think we set the bar real low this year.
This has been a terrible year.
We've seen Hitman. What was it, Agent 47 or?
Yeah.
We saw Fantastic Four. Did you see that one yet, Nate?
Didn't see Fantastic.
Don't.
The funny thing about it, you brought up Hitman. Hitman actually
watch it to laugh, I would say.
Hitman had, the action scenes in Hitman were dumb. You were watching them, and halfway through them, you just didn't care about it anymore, because it kind of went on for too long.
Yeah.
But the spy stuff in Hitman was way better than the spy stuff in this movie. Because it had, they would bring up things and you're like, well, how did they know about that? And then they, when they explain it later, you're like, that was genius. And this one, it's just like I got a ring. Yeah. Go on in. They're like, so how do you guys know that I'm part of this? It's like, oh, I don't know. I read a file. Yeah. It's like, the other thing I want to know is that halfway through this movie, they're like, the 00 thing was done. But yet he's still paying for expensive visits to go visit that guy's daughter. He's taking plane trips everywhere. He's got guns. He's got new suits in every scene. I'm like, where's he getting his fucking money from now? And you can't just tell me, it's like, oh, well, he was paid a lot when he was Bond, so he stashed it away. It's like, yeah, he was planning that ahead of time.
Yeah.
glamorous lifestyle that he lives. He's like, maybe I should save money in case I ever need to take down a secret government organization.
Massive 401k.
Yeah.
Would you say this movie? Would you say this
MI6 doubled my 401k every time I put into it?
Well, it's all that privilege money. Remember, he's a sexist privilege.
Stop! Wait!
No, because he's manly in some way.
Yeah.
That he can't be like a privileged, community college PC cuck. He has some semblance of masculinity.
Peacocks. That is my new favorite term, the peacocks, the PC cuckold.
All right, I give it a 3 out of 10. I get a 3 out of 10.
Would you say
that's
it's
it for
worse?
Skyfall?
I thought it was better than Man from Uncle.
Specter. Yes, it was worse than Man from
I
Uncle.
enjoyed Ant-Man more than this movie.
Yes, Ant-Man was probably one of my favorite movies of the summer.
Yeah.
Besides Black Mass.
Black Mass.
Black Mass was a fantastic movie.
Well, that was more fall, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I guess
September.
So. But like this past summer, like from summer till now, we had an Avengers movie that didn't feel like an Avengers movie because it was just like an advertisement for the Infinity War movies that are coming.
It kind of felt like a Transformers movie.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Now you have a Bond movie that didn't feel like a Bond movie. You had your obligatory video game movie that tanked.
Which one was Hitman? All right.
Yeah, I went and saw Crimson Peak, which I was excited about, but you got a horror movie that wasn't a horror movie.
I have that. I had that downloaded. I haven't watched it.
Just don't go into it expecting to be frightened or like it'd be.
I told you, there's only one real horror movie, The Exorcist.
Yeah, I know. That's it for Specter. So now we're gonna start our new segment called Fred's Frontline.
This needs to be discussed. Let me tell you,
Fred's foaming up the mouth.
Let me tell you,
that floor.
I want to go back to the beginning here of how I found out this whole PC thing was going on.
Okay.
All right.
Take us back.
Back in like end of July, early August, I went to a Sheets.
As all things get discovered in the Sheets. And I think that's where the new Indiana Jones is starting.
Yeah. Well, so I'm at Sheets, and I'm sorry, it is my habit to hold the door for people, men and women. Okay. Mm-hmm. So and when I hold the door, I expect a thank you. I go, hey, thank you.
Okay.
All right. So I hold the door for this large, beastly, pink-haired woman walking in. Okay.
Pink hair, that's hot.
Right. So I hold the door and I give her the nod. Okay. Like, hello, good day to you. And she stares at me like, how dare you hold the door for me, sexist? And she walks in. She walks in and orders a big, like a first off, it was a sub that I think they said, man, we only have 12, like, we only have footlongs. You better make it 15 for me, you sexist. She had ordered like something that was a giant tinfoil wrapped. I can only imagine stuff.
I think
with
they
roast
make party
beef.
subs.
Yeah, well, then maybe they do.
I think they do that.
Double schmonster.
But she literally gave me a look like, how dare you, you disgusting human being. And then she walked in. So I'm like, this blows my mind. Like, normally what I'll do is when they don't say thank you, I'll go, you're welcome. You're welcome. Like, yell, you're welcome at them until they acknowledge. Like,
this time you were just so like,
yeah,
what just happened?
I was stunned. It stunned me. So I like studied her from afar, and she had like the t-shirt on that said like, I am woman, hear me roar, or something along those lines. Okay.
Something you probably should have looked at prior to opening the door.
Yeah. So I studied her from afar while she was ordering. She just had this unhappy, smug look on her face the whole time she leaves. So I went home and I started doing research into this.
Was she morbidly obese?
Yeah, she was. Well, not morbidly. She was like a fullback for the Tennessee Titans. She was like,
I am woman, hear me.
Yeah. So she's like, she was fit fat, is what you're saying.
Well, yeah, I would say yes. Like a strong, like I would definitely help her to like. Ask her to help me move if I was like moving furniture or whatnot.
Lay some brick.
Yeah. Excuse me, ma'am. Could you chuck this lead-filled piano into that second-story window?
Like, sure, you sexist. So I went home and I started researching this stuff. And it started to become like a hobby. Like, I can't believe these people are actually out here. And while I'm researching it, YouTube videos are coming up of kids on like college campuses going, white privilege, white straight male privilege, and everything else, And it's all like, I'm doing all this research. Then I came across the MTV videos, which we discussed before.
Yes.
Halloween is racist. You wear, you know, a Native American costume to a party.
Mm-hmm.
You're a racist. What were some of the other ones?
Probably like a genie outfit.
Yeah, the genie outfit was one of them.
What's wrong with the genie outfit?
That's cultural appropriation.
I was just gonna say no.
Yeah. Well,
But I love Aladdin.
that's the one where they said if you dress
You're not allowed to because you're not from that.
I'll love whatever the fuck I want to love.
No, you're not
This
allowed
is their
to.
meaning.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
appropriating their culture.
I love sushi. I'm not from Japan.
Well, the geisha outfit was another one.
You're a shitlord.
Yeah. What did they say about
I'm moving to Japan then. At least all they have is earthquakes. And nuclear fallout.
But anyway, so I found that video and I brought it to your attention. Okay.
You did, yes.
Now I was it was people who have not done the research into this like I have are surprised that it's going on until the last 2 or 3 weeks when this whole Missouri University, the whole Yale University thing. This is happening on campuses, you know, across the board where they're these spoiled little brats. They think they're snowflakes, all right? Their parents have treated them like they're special their whole life. Like, you know, they fucking shit in their hands and smeared it on the wall and they tell them it's a Rembrandt painting. This is how these kids were raised, all right? And now they're at college. They're starting to, and they need to be coddled. They
Need their safe space.
Yeah,
I
they need their
love
safe
that you're bringing
spaces.
up like old English words
Yeah.
for that.
Well, they are. They need to be coddled.
Well, yeah, one college did this, but like more are starting to. Whenever like they had like some guest speaker, I guess that some people thought were sexist. So for all the feminists attending the school, they had a safe space, which was a closed room with milk and cookies. And like a ball pit and stuffed animals.
So
and
this is where this
things that you
ball pit.
things that you would buy somebody for a baby shower. That's what they had.
A grown
in this
human
place.
being has a ball pit to play
Yeah.
in.
These aren't grown human beings. They're physically grown, but mentally they are.
Yeah, but if
children.
you or
Yeah.
I or any of us went into a ball pit, you know how bad that would look? You know, like, that guy probably diddles kids.
Yeah. Well, I mean, these.
Or
And then you're
taking a piss.
then you're in the cell with Jared Fogle the next day.
Well, it brings me along to my one thing. We'll have to say this for another episode. I'll just bring this up. I just recently saw an article on Salon.com that says, I am a child pedophile. I am not a monster. And the person is trying to argue for the rights of child pedophiles.
There is no argument.
Yeah, there is. I agree. Fuck giving them 15 years. You take them out back and you hang them.
Yeah.
That's what you do. I mean, there's
shoplifters. And
look, I understand if scientists want to study the brain to see what, you know, makes them tick.
Makes them that way.
Yeah, then you keep 1 or 2 of them around and like a
You kind of do like
no windows.
You kind of do like a Day of the Dead thing with Bub the zombie. You like keep it down there to figure out what makes it tick.
Yeah, you just keep them chained up in there, or you donate the body to sign. Like look, we just hang this sicko for touching kids. You want to see what's inside his head? Have at it. You got a power saw. Go right ahead. You can prod around there. They don't. But that's an article I just recently saw. All these articles are coming out like supporting these college kids,
Right?
For needing to be coddled. I saw a sign. My favorite is the fact, and they're going to these colleges, and a lot of the professors are really egging them on. Like, did you see the video? There's a video for the Missouri, the Poop Swastika School, okay, where
that's what they're going to change their name to that.
Yeah, the Poop Swastika School,
PSU,
which they're now saying they don't know if it actually happened or not. There's people coming out saying there was never any poop swastika. We don't know what this kid's talking about.
So somebody made a video and digitally put poop.
There is no
swastikas
video.
on
It's all hearsay. Now there's video of them all standing outside going, like, we're sick and tired of privilege. There's a poop swastika, but there's no video saying like, here's a documented poop swastika on the shower floor. Like, there was no actual video of them.
Do you remember when you were in high school and people used to like draw swastikas on their trapper keepers?
Isn't there like a swastika somebody spray painted on like a bridge on 83 on one of the underpasses?
Yeah.
Who do we fire over? Who
It
has
was right
to step
next
down?
to It Gets Better.
Yeah.
And then there's the swastika.
Well, we need to get this thing. Someone needs to step down because of that spray painted swastika. Who do we ask to step down?
I'll step down.
Yeah, someone needs to step down and resign. Check their privilege.
Tom Wolfe has to go.
Well, yeah.
It was there before he came into us, but he has to go.
He has to go. First off, how How do you know it just somebody just didn't take a shit in the shower and just fell in the shape of a swastika? I mean,
like the one foot went this way, and then they're like, "Oh!"
I want to see them because that implies that their ass is in the shape of a swastika.
well, they're
just the way it's smeared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you know like one log didn't fall like this and the other log didn't fall like that?
I don't know. You do raise an interesting theory because I know if it's what happened to me, the last thing I'd be worried about is cleaning up what's on the floor. It's getting myself clean.
The only way I could tell it was a swastika is if I walked into the shower. The culprit who took a dump in the shower was standing next to it, pointing at it and going, "It's a swastika I made with my own fecal matter," and then walked out of the shower.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you tell?
And you would think if there's a shower going on, it would just run,
that's another
separate
thing,
and go into the drain.
Yeah, how do you know?
You know what the funny thing is?
The water didn't move like the one.
This is how stupid this all is. Because the swastika, if it's placed in a different angle, it means something completely different in other countries.
Peace.
Yeah. It means like peace in Japan, for example.
Well, didn't the Nazis steal the swastika sign from, like, India?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they stole the sign.
Buddha symbol.
Yeah.
So depending on which way they could take the picture of the poo swastika on the floor, it would mean something completely different.
Well, no,
somebody could have taken that shit in peace.
Now you're now you're belittling the whole poop swastika scandal, and you need to check your privilege, Matt.
No, I don't need to check shit. It's ridiculous.
So anyway, they're out there protesting. Now, granted, this is all after. First off, the first thing they did, because I've been following this thing day by day. Poop swastika happens. Okay, this is a timeline of events. Poop swastika happens. All right. Child who's been at college for 8 years, 25-year-old guy who's been at college for 8 years, who's worked $20 million, and really doesn't need to go to college, all right, in the first place, but he's there hanging out for doing Lord knows what. By the way, he's not becoming a doctor or lawyer.
Well, he's going to end up being the CEO of a pharmaceutical company and raise the prices of pills by $700.
Exactly.
Or his dad cuts him off because he's tired of his shit and he works at a 7-Eleven for the rest of his life.
No, I think his dad, the reason why he's like this is he's been coddled his whole life to the point where, yeah,
because they get participation trophies.
Yeah, precisely.
I'm hoping a Van Wilder type situation comes in where his dad's just like, "I'm tired of your shit."
It doesn't happen.
It just cuts him off.
Doesn't happen with these people. They're told, like I said, they crap in their hands, smear on the wall. Their parents tell them it's a Rembrandt. This is how that goes. So anyway, poop swastika happens. Kid goes on a hunger strike because he's so offended by the poop swastika. He goes on a hunger strike. Okay. Him and a bunch of other, feminists, PC, cuckolds, the whole group, they line up in front of the school principal's car and start shouting shame at him. The school vice president or whatever.
Like Game of Thrones?
They're going, shame, shame. So this poor, this poor school president is in his car like, what the fuck? Like sitting there. And so they're pissed because he doesn't get out of his car. Now, if I had a line of 120-pound white skinny PC kids out in front of my car going, shame, shame, I wouldn't get out either. I'd be like, what the hell's going on?
If they're white and skinny, you could probably take a couple of
Well, we're going to get to that. I'm going to tell you how you fight off when they surround you, because that's what they do now. They surround you. I'm going to give you tips on how you fight them off. But, so he turns his car and drives away, because so they're pissed because he didn't get out of his car and, allow them to circle him, which is what they do. Like pack animals, they will circle you and shout shame at you and point. All right. So they're pissed. So they say, well, you need to step down. You didn't acknowledge us. You need to step down and resign. So here comes the media. The media gets a hold of this. They start shining a whole bunch of light on this. All right. Mm-hmm. And because all this light's been shown and the football team refused to play college football until the president stepped down. So the president steps down. You would think this is all over. No. This is just the beginning. It gets worse. So then they instigate the safe spaces. So they put all these safe spaces around campus, and they're all out there shouting and, with their signs that say free speech is a white privilege. That's one.
It's everybody's fucking privilege.
We need to get rid of free speech. That was one of my favorites. This little 5'4" skinny white girl with a sign that said free speech is a white privilege, and she's like sweating and holding it up.
People have no idea what free speech means. It's like it means the government will not arrest you. It doesn't mean somebody's not going to punch you in the face because you said something completely ignorant.
Yeah.
there is repercussions to everything you say, but you're allowed to say it.
Well, that's what
by the government. Somebody can put their hand over your mouth all they want, but the government won't do anything.
It doesn't mean you have a right not to be offended.
Exactly.
But, so they're all out there in their safe spaces. Some reporters showed up, okay? Now, the professor in charge of teaching the class about like the press and everything, like newspapers, the press, she's out there instigating the kids on. And ESPN was there because the college football team refused to play the game on Saturday. So clearly ESPN is going to send a reporter to the school. So the reporter's out there trying to this isn't like a reporter from Fox News or something like this, right? This is ESPN. He doesn't have any political, he's just trying to figure out the details as to why the college football team will not play. Okay? He's looking for the sports angle to it. And they are out there shouting at him, turn your camera off! No freedom of press here! Turn it off! And they're screaming at him, right?
In the meantime, he's just like, why isn't anybody playing football?
Yeah, he's just trying to figure out why at 12 o'clock on Saturday, the game they have scheduled where Missouri is playing Stanford or whoever they're playing is not going to happen because the college football team is refusing to play. That's all he wants to figure out. So he's out there. He's like, I'm allowed to have my camera on. It's, freedom of press. The professor that teaches about media and the press and stuff is like, no freedom of press here, you're in a safe space. And she says, I need some muscle over here to beat this guy up. So here comes these 120-pound white kids running over, and they look at
some muscle.
Yeah. She goes, and this is on YouTube, she goes, I need some muscle. They realize that they're going up against like a not like your typical reporter, it's a sports reporter. And he's standing there with his microphone, like, looking at him, like, what are you going to do? So they all lock arms and they form a circle and they start the whole shame, check your privilege chant. And the guy's in the middle with this camera guy, like, what the fuck is going on here? So that's the timeline of events. And then they got pissed when Paris happened. Did you see that?
Because they brought it into the Black Lives Matter thing. They're like, oh, you care about people from Paris, but you don't care about the black men and women in this country dying to the police.
Yeah, this is all white. They start shouting.
What the fuck?
This is exactly what's going on. They were on Twitter going like, who cares about 120 dead white Frenchmen? There's crimes going against, they're doing poop swastikas in a shower over here in Missouri. That's literally, this was going on. Has
anybody ever like interviewed an actual Native American and asked him how he felt about things that are going on right now?
Well,
people need hobbies.
I'm just saying, like from the people that we originally fucked in the very beginning, they had to be just chilling in the back, being like,
"Well, they're running their casinos, of course.
Yeah, they're making money.
They're doing okay." Have you seen?
No, I'm just saying, like they're sticking to themselves, but like to think about like what they went through, and us being here like Black Lives Matter, PC. It's just like, what the fuck? We came over and like, hey, that area over there that's not really habitable? Why don't you just go over there? Well, we got this.
Well, the thing is, like,
show us how to grow food first.
Native Americans,
we knew how to.
Native Americans, black people don't need to get mad or upset because their white friend will come over and get upset for them.
Yeah, that's what
between them and the other person. And be like, hold on, I got you.
Yeah,
you got a point.
Like, I love the argument where they tried to interview an Indian woman or a Native American woman who was like, I don't mind the term redskin, Washington Redskins. She's like, I don't mind the term redskin at all. And then like the white PC person was like, no, hold on here. Let me step in and tell you.
Let me explain to you why you should be angry.
Yeah. And I'm like, look, I don't care. In fact, now they interviewed her because she was like a Redskin fan, and she was sitting there with like Redskin like garb on. She's like, the Washington Redskins are my team. They're like, no, let me argue on your behalf here. We need to remove this name immediately. And the woman's like,
you're obviously in trauma. You just don't understand what's going on.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Come with me to my safe space.
Yeah.
If name's a team, it's a name of a team. It doesn't mean anything. And basketball could prove that more than anything. When they were moving teams everywhere, it's like the Jazz went to Salt Lake where they didn't allow music. The Lakers moved to Oakland where there's no lakes. Yeah. Like, the name of the team means fucking nothing.
Well, that's the important thing. We need to stop. screw the 120 dead in Paris. We have somebody who took a poop swastika in a fucking shower in Missouri.
God damn it.
So somebody leaked, one of these trolls on the internet, which I want to give props to whoever did this. A troll went on the internet to their Twitters and said, guys, a big group of the KKK has come into your safe spaces. So they started flipping out like, oh my God, the KKK. Obviously, the KKK is not coming. They never showed up. Somebody on the internet trolled them. First off, there's like 300 members nationwide of the KKK. Anonymous even like gave up when Anonymous was like,
yeah, we're going to reveal all their
and they're like, wait a minute.
Addresses and phone numbers.
And they're like, wait a minute. This is
yeah, they're like, this isn't even going to make a dent. Like, fuck this.
The KKK is dead. There's like 300 KKK members, and they're all in Western Maryland in a cornfield somewhere sitting around drinking old Milwaukee. Why they're not a threat to anyone.
Well, yeah. Right now, they don't have to, like, why do they have to say anything when basically everybody's just taking care of it for them right now?
Yeah.
Like, they have the easiest job in the world as a hate group right now. They just sit back and just let the world tear itself apart.
The main problem, the reason you see it sprout up so much and getting me is because there's a lot of money to be made in being offended.
Yeah.
Because it all started with clickbait news sites like HuffPost and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That they would make a headline that seems really offensive. Yeah. And then they'd post on there just so you click on it, and then you click on it and you'd be like, what? Nothing, I don't care. But it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because you click that link, they already made their money.
Yeah.
So that's where it started. And people have like Patreons. Like, they'll report on feminist, things that happen, and they're getting like $20,000 a month from random people that are crowdfunding their
Jesus Christ.
furiousness.
Oh my God! People. They made a list.
Getting riled up.
They made a list.
Sometimes I just want to kill myself.
Yeah.
The funny thing was, Fred never stopped.
Yeah.
I went to a Virgus and it was this for like 3 hours.
We're on 40 minutes right now.
Yeah. Well, they made a list of, one of my favorite things is they made a list of demands. Okay. And this is after the president stepped down. They're like, we have a list of demands. We want to be met. And of course, the media and everyone's like, okay, we will do all of this. It's not like they have like hostages. They're just out there in the middle in their safe spaces surrounding the school.
What kind of fucking demands that? It's like, I want a blanket, a juice box, and my binky.
Even I gave up at that point.
They sound just like terrorists at that point. Yeah. They're disrupting things.
It is. It's terrorism.
They're making people fearful around them. They're disrupting the social aspects around them, and they're making demands.
If you want to win the war on terrorism, start blowing up our colleges.
Become a welder. Yeah. Pay like $100,000 a year.
Become a welder.
Dude, they do. Well, I love how they're like, there's no jobs out there. We want jobs. So why did you major in 6th century English?
Why
Yeah. Like,
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Like, I run a business. I'm sorry, I don't need someone whose specialty is gender studies. Well, then you're
it's because they want to become bloggers. Because then they can sit at home, they can write an article on their blog and make ad revenue. And it's a serious career. They can make a lot of money doing that.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I was
just
born.
complaining on the internet is lucrative. Because of Google ad services.
My mind is completely blown. I'm a dinosaur. I'm from the time period where you actually worked, you learned a craft, you applied it, you earned a paycheck. That was it.
Right.
Or you hired people who knew a craft and you gave them a paycheck. And you profited from them.
Yeah.
That's another way. Now it's fucking gender studies and safe spaces. I don't know. I don't know. I literally...
I am lost for words.
I can tell you this much, though, because what they'll do, I've studied their habits, just like...
You sounded like a fucking guy that goes over the hamper. It's like, I've studied.
He should be the next James Bond.
Yeah.
This should be...
I have studied the Black Mamba, and I know its ways.
Just zooms in on his eye, and you can see in the glow of his eye, you can see YouTube and big red.
But they're usually led, they travel in packs, all right? And there will be anywhere from 7 to 8 to as high as 20 skinny white males. Nowhere above 130. Yeah.
Fedoras.
Yeah, those are the telltale signs. Just like a tiger has stripes. Your normal.
And you can get your fedora for your man bun now.
Yeah, your normal progressive hipster will have a man bun, will wear sandals in the middle of December.
With socks on.
Yes.
She clocks them. Like, she will point them out in a crowd because she went to art school in Baltimore. She knows them up and down.
Oh, they were swarming.
Yeah.
Down there, it was just like, this is our safe haven.
Yeah.
I have a built-in radar for them.
I wonder what happened when, like, the riots broke out down there.
Well, they're hiding.
They were hiding.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Into the shelter!
Well, that's going to bring me to how you stop them. Because what they do, right? They'll travel in packs of 7, 8 to 20, and their leader, their alpha, will always be the feminist. The big, bulky feminist.
Okay.
All right, and they will allow her, just like a pack of wolves, they will allow her to eat first, and then they will come after she is done and pick scraps. All right. So what they will do, is they will circle you. All right. The scrawny white males will circle you. All right, and then.
They make their little
and then the alpha feminists will come up. What you got to do, if you allow them to get to the point where they start shouting, bigot, racist, shame, check your privilege, you're done for. You've got to attack the feminists before they get to that point.
Just knock her the fuck out.
You got to get down to a 3-point stance. All right,
just tackle her.
You get down to a 3-point stance, and when she comes forward. Just like an offensive lineman where they get up under the shoulder pads, you just got to get under her uneven flapjack tits and just move her to the side or push her over or get her down. Once she's down, they will break. They don't know what to do because the alpha's gone. All right,
the alpha's gone. Flee!
Yeah. They will. They'll
flee this place.
They'll scurry on.
Queen bee is no more.
They're just like that's exactly what it's like. Alien or
bees.
Bees. I was about to say aliens.
Aliens.
But
just like those
because the worker bees don't have sex either. So
yeah, that's exactly. They just sit and watch. Which, Burkett, do you want to explain cuckolding and how I was unaware of this until you brought this to my attention? They actually practice what's called cuckolding.
Well, they like to paint it as the intelligent man's fetish. Okay. This is where...
What's intelligent about letting your life get rammed by somebody else?
Exactly.
I know.
They sit in the corner and they'll sometimes they pay too. They'll pay a man who actually is masculine in some way and who their wife would want to be with. And they have them have sex with their wife and they get off on it and they say, "Oh, it makes me trust her more. Makes me more in love with her."
So when she runs off with the guy, when she runs off with the guy,
that actually happens a lot. There's there's a very high percentage of people in these relationships where they enjoy cucking, where the woman will leave the man.
No. What?
Exactly. It's exactly what you would think.
No, I'm still on the whole.
And that's what blows your mind.
I'm still on the whole. I trust her more.
Yeah, they find themselves more attracted to them.
You're like, here's somebody who can actually give it to you the way God intended. That I never will. That'd be like somebody who recuperated from
more
having
intelligent to hide that.
They need to find They need to find another man, some man that will actually have sex with their wife without saying the word sorry.
That's like taking somebody who just recuperated from eating disorders and taking them to McDonald's again. We're like, here, I trust you'll never go back to this, but here's a quarter pounder with cheese.
And this is the new. This is a smart man. This is the smart man's fetish. Intelligent man's fetish. Wouldn't the intelligent man's fetish be 2 chicks at the same time? Isn't that the intelligent man's
or
fetish?
Just regular fucking porn. Why do you need to let somebody fuck your wife and then just sit in the chair like an evil genius, stroking a cat, jerking yourself off, being like, yes.
Yeah, it was like
this is genius.
It was like Huffington Post or Kotaku. That was like the headline of their item.
Of course it was Kotaku.
It said cuckolding, the intelligent man's fetish. It was probably by Patricia Hernandez or something. Or, I don't know.
I'm sure
I'm done.
It's the same person who has a wet bar that's just all gin. Because that's the new awesome drink now, is just drink gin all the time now.
Sorry. That's because it's flavorless.
Yeah. Nate, bring gin back. Great.
No, Nate has turned me on to hard cider. I like Angry Orchard. Because that one time we went to Aruga's. Mm-hmm. I've been drinking Angry Orchard ever since. I like Red's Apple Ale, too.
Yeah.
That's a lot cheaper. So
yeah, that's really exploding. There's like a lot of microbreweries and stuff starting out.
All right, well then, I guess I have to stop that because
I don't mean like that. These aren't $20 like growlers of,
No, you're getting a regular sized bottle of beer for
arrogant
like $16.
cider bitch. Like, it's
Arrogant cider bitch.
no, it's just Budweiser with apples.
Yeah.
Well, this whole segment's completely blown my mind. I hope it's blown yours open. I hope it's revealed to you what the world is coming to, because this is growing. These people are moving into higher, to steal a phrase from Alex Jones, these people are moving into higher echelons of the system. And they are taking up positions, okay?
It's okay. No, see, that's the thing.
The way you're staring at me, you're scaring the shit out of me.
I'm serious, man.
You're just like...
This isn't just like, don't just laugh at it and go, these people are funny. No, they are moving into the system.
But they're self-destructive, see, because none of them are leavers. They're all followers. Every one of them are so beta that they will never actually be in power. So you have nothing to worry about.
But the alphas are the scary ones. That's what you have to take down alpha first.
They're called gender punks.
Yeah.
We call them gender punks.
Why are we throwing punk at the end of everything now, too?
Well, it's because, they're...
As if steampunk didn't piss me off enough when that started.
It's because they find themselves a unique gender that no one else is. So that's why they're gender punk. Just like, punks were, a unique person. I have, like, pokey things on my jacket. I got this band patch on.
I thought that was just called nonconformist.
That's what it was until it became punk.
Until they just started putting gears on hats. Like, I'm a steampunk now.
I'm dead serious, man. This stuff is getting attention. These people are moving in the higher echelons of the system. Okay. They're...
She just wasn't even playing first.
They're there.
Great.
All right. These people are the enemy. I'm telling you right now. To everything, your whole way of life. You like living a normal life? These people hate it. And they want to take it apart. You like just having regular sex with your wife? That ain't right. They want to cuckold. That you should be cuckolding.
You should be, or your wife is having sex with you with a strap on. That's called getting your privilege checked. They'll take the big dildo.
You are blowing my mind.
They'll write on it the privilege checker.
You're dumping too much on him right now.
So that's how you get your privilege.
Since this is a movie review show, let's.
I don't want that.
Let's tie this. I feel like. Did you ever see the movie The Untouchables?
Yes.
With Kevin Costner?
Yes.
I feel like I'm Kevin Costner and Nate is my Sean Connery, showing me how to battle.
If you ever want to see like what it's going to be like in the future, just look up like privilege checking green tech stories, and it paints a perfect picture of what the future will be like for the white male.
What's it?
So I'm assuming you'll be sitting at home, you'll be watching TV, you'll see a woman, and you'll see like part of like the skin from her hands, but you haven't seen any female skin for like years, so you start to get a hard on, and that's when the alarms in the apartment go off, and the privilege checking police come, and they take their giant black baton and they start shoving it up your ass.
Good God. This is like George Orwell's 1984. This is mind-blowing.
It's Blade Runner.
This is an actual hard-hitting news story that we have broken. This is what we're...
Big Sister. That's what it is.
Yeah. This is unbelievable. And I have no doubt, based off... If you would have told me 2 or 3 years ago that the world today would be how it is, with these kids in safe spaces and whatnot, I would have been like, you're fucking insane. You're insane. Right. There's no way... No, it's happening. How long before you go to work and they have to have a safe space there for you?
It's because
HR tells them they have to
all
have a
these
safe
rich
space.
families, these parents that
comic book store kind of is a safe space on its own. Yeah. Come on in, nerds.
It's like it's these really well-off people. They did great their entire lives. They built companies. They made people of themselves that are important and mean something in society.
Yeah.
And they had a kid, and they're like, you know what? My life was shit. I'm nowhere in life, so I'm gonna raise my kid different. I'm not going to do what my parents did. I turned out horrible with my $50 million net worth and my happy lifestyle and home in the Caribbeans. I'm going to treat my kid right. He's
Well, you know what? You're going to have to save more for another edition of Fred's Frontline because this is going on.
This has really shown a light on something that is horrific. This is like Dateline NBC. This is hard hitting. shit here. We just showed a light on something.
He's been building this for like 3 months.
I know. It has.
So
I've been along for the entire ride.
You let it go though. Some of the steam came out, and I think Fred will calm down a little bit now.
But how long? I'll leave.
I've been along for this whole ride because me and Fred have almost gotten like fights with each other via Facebook Messenger over like Markiplier and PewDiePie. Like, I want to talk about it on the show. I don't really give a shit, Fred. I watch their stuff, but what the fuck is your problem?
But that's how he is to everyone. We'll be having a normal conversation.
I realized that. I realized that toward the end of our last like Facebook fight, and I was like, "This is just how Fred is."
It wasn't a Facebook fight. It wasn't a.
We got into a disagreement, a gentleman's argument.
Facebook fight sounds really.
I'll be like, I like. I'll be like, I like
Exactly.
Burger King, and Fred will be like, how dare you?
Well, the whole Starbucks.
I thought Burger King was your favorite place.
I don't mind Burger King.
But he still said it because it upset him at the time. He didn't know why it upset him, but it did.
I would love to have you back. This has been great.
Well, like
When
the
we
company
worked at
I don't like
Comcast,
is
I was called the instigator because I would set Fred off. Like when I came in, I come through the doors and he'd be in his chair, turned around, he'd just spin around like, well, Mr. Burkett.
Mr. Burkett.
Speaking of, did I ever tell you how I won't say his name on the show real quick about you want to talk about how wonderful it was working at Comcast.
Mm-hmm.
Our old supervisor, all right. He was like, everyone here, he told everyone on the team that they should vote for Obama. Okay. And I said,
well, that was just lighting a firecracker.
he's like, everyone should vote for Obama. And I'm like, I'm not voting for Obama. I disagree with his policies.
Mm-hmm.
So he went and told all the minorities and the homosexuals who worked there that I was part of the Ku Klux Klan. Because
And this man was a councilman.
I think he needed to step down.
Yeah. So that's
Councilman.
what.
He's
Yeah.
a member of the KKK.
Yeah. No, he would do it right in front of me. Like he'd walk in and there is a minority and a homosexual there, and he's like, Fred's not voting for Obama because he's in the Ku Klux Klan. And they're looking at me, and they can't tell that he's joking, and they think
they take it seriously.
Yeah, they're looking at me like, oh my god, he really is in a Ku Klux Klan. I'm sitting there going, I just don't agree with redistribution of wealth. That's it. That's I'm a small government guy.
unless being a Republican makes you a member right away, then I guess I am.
And then I'm in the corner saying,
Well,
I'm be like, I can't stand Glenn Beck, and Fred's just like,
well, I can't stand him now too. He's become too preachy.
back then.
Well, back then he has evolved into too preachy. He's all about he's like shoving Mormonism. I'm more of a. To be honest with you, I don't listen to. I mean, I listen to Alex Jones because he's fucking out of his batshit crazy.
He is funny to listen to.
He is insanely funny to listen to because he will just harp like we're doing right now.
And people make mixes out of his.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, you can't
screaming.
You can't really. You can probably take 5% of what he says seriously.
Well, yeah. He also every month it's somebody new who calls 9/11.
Yeah.
It was the United States government, and then it's, he has George Norrie, who hosts Coast to Coast AM on, who tries to argue the point that aliens calls 9/11, and he buys into
Okay,
that.
so somebody did already, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, wait till he just starts watching Ancient Aliens, and he'll start thinking that. He's like, I'm an ancient astronaut theorist. They probably destroyed the towers because it was us mocking their technology.
They wanted to store their grain in it.
Yeah. All right. Ben Carson, there it is. There it is. Ben Carson, yes, he said, but, is what he said, I'm sorry, if you would have went to Abraham Lincoln when he was running for president and said, what were the pyramids used for? He would have been like, the pyre of what? Yes, Ben Carson thought that Joseph stored grain in the pyramids, okay?
But the point is, we're not in the Civil War. We have the internet. He's a brain surgeon. They didn't have those back then.
All right. Okay.
Oh my god!
Damn it!
They literally wrote on the walls of the pyramids what they're for. It's there. That's like a big sign.
My argument
is Joseph. It was Joseph and Jesus.
My argument is the ancient alien guys think they were alien weapons powered by quartz. What did they do? They gave them their own television show. Is it that?
Yeah, Ben Carson doesn't have his own television show.
Yeah.
That's true.
All right, well, we should probably wrap this up.
Yes, we're hitting.
So if you enjoyed this first edition of Fred's Frontline, this is how we're going to do the shows from now on. It's going to be half the movie and 3/4. A quarter of movie review, 3/4 of
If you
Fred
want,
being angry.
if you want a topic for me to rant about, let's do that. Let's start that up.
Sure,
if you have
why
a topic
not?
for me to rant
Just do
about,
like a podcast on Twitch. It's just like Fred's little own spot there, and just over Skype.
I'll have to tear this room apart, make it look like an official newsroom in here. But have a green screen back here. Just have like the world rotating behind you.
yeah. Well, now
Well, folks, we got to talk about stuff.
Index cards.
There's people out there letting other people fuck their wives.
I think we've got to come up with the PC thing. We really need to follow this and have like follow up.
Well, I assumed I'm not even going to have to do any research. I know you got like years worth of stuff. Probably.
I am following this nonstop every day. Like on my lunch break, I'm on. I go on like Google search. I'm like, what are these PC hipsters up to today? You need to stay on top of them. You need to stay on top of them.
I got you. Well, I'll stay on top of them through
It's
you.
really easy because they're natural bottoms.
Yes.
Natural power bottom.
Let's end the show with that one. It's really they're natural.
Natural power bottom.
All right. So why don't you end it with?
All right.
I'm too exhausted from.
So, like I said, if you liked this is the way they're going to go from now on.
Yeah.
I wanted to give Fred his moment in the sun every week to rant about this stuff. So, if you liked it, you can find us on grindcast.libsyn.com, and all our other facets that we're on, I'll have it down in the annotations, and you can find us there. As always, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being on, Nate.
Yeah, no problem.
And Mod, is that what I call you?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for coming on as well. We'll catch you on the next episode.